Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for stopping by and checking out Sky High Reef again. I haven't been posting many videos in the past couple of weeks, and that's because I've been building a new system. Here you're looking at my new 90-gallon reef tank. I purchased this item used and completely refurbished it from the tank to the stand to the sump area. Put all of this together, all of the plumbing, all of the lighting, all of the DIY projects that I've learned over the course of the years in my nano tank. I put it all to use in this new system and was able to create something really nice. Hope you enjoy this walkthrough of the build. This is a custom 90-gallon tank, 40 inches long, 18 inches wide, 24 inches deep, your standard sizing for a 90. It was wrapped and painted. Underneath all of this, I had to completely refurbish the stand from top to bottom, inside and out. It was my first time ever working on a refurbished project, and I really wanted to take it on as opposed to buying something new, so that way I could really learn the ins and outs of a large aquarium and really be able to show what I'm able to do with something that is used and on a budget, and not having to purchase the most expensive setup and still be able to really create something beautiful with a little hard work. Here you can really see the difference after I removed everything and got it back down to the basics of what was underneath. Inside of the sump area, I needed to completely redo and clean it and seal it. I waterproofed it. I removed all of the old lights and all of the old electrical systems inside of it, cleaned the bottom and repainted everything inside of here. I also sealed it so that way it was more waterproof. When going with a sump, I went for the biggest sump that I could find locally. I went with the eShop's RS300 sump. It's about 36 inches long. It holds a very large volume of water, and being that it's my first time having a sump, I wanted something oversized that I could learn to work with and DIY a refugium with, or run a lot of equipment in. And here I was just testing it once I brought it home and seeing how it really worked and how everything was set up in it. Going with a T5 hybrid system was always the plan. I went with the Aquatic Life 36-inch system with a Hydra 52. I plan on adding another down the road as time goes on. So for my first time with a big sump, I went with the Reef Octopus Super Slim Skimmer. I wanted to have more space and still have a good sized skimmer for the system. Eventually I'll maybe upgrade depending on how it goes, but for now I really like it. I did paint all of the red pieces black just so that way it all matched with the theme going on in the sump area. In here I'm also running my AquaTop media reactor. I'm going to add another one and run one with only carbon and one only with the Zeo Mix from AquaForest, both products, so that way I have them going full time on their own chambers. Here you're looking at my DIY Jabo DP4 dosers front facing. I also made 4 Voss DIY 1000 milliliter dosing containers for the system as well. Keeping with the theme of on a budget for the system, I went with an Amazon 1000 gallon per hour return pump. It's a DC controlled, it has 2 different modes and a feed mode. Great for the value. In regards to plumbing, I went with Schedule 40 violet pipes to stick with the AquaForest theme, and Schedule 80 fittings from BRS. I have gate valves and unions. I have a manifold built if I ever want to set it up and use it. It was my first time. My advice would be go with something simple. I have a check valve so that way when the pump turns off or I'm going to feed mode, no more water enters the sump. Everything works beautifully. I have no leaks. Love it. Sticking with the theme of on a budget for this reef, I went with the Jabo CP150 gyre. This thing is rated at 6,000 to 7,000 gallon per hour. In order for me to get something comparable to that, it would be an Ecotech Vortec MP60. That would cost me hundreds of dollars. So for the same amount of flow, I went with one of those and my old gyre Ice Cap 1K. Create about, with the return pump, about 9,000 gallons per hour. Say even if I'm at about half of that, I'm still pushing around 5,000 gallons per hour in this tank, which is more than enough to keep an SPS reef thriving. Here you're also seeing that I used the AquaForest Stone Fix to create my scape. It was a bit of a task for my first time trying it, but I was able to really create something nice with the Carib Sea Life Rock shapes and the Marco Rock and all of the Stax Rock combined. At the end of the day, this ended up being more of a tank transfer than it was starting and cycling a new tank. I waited about 3 days before moving everything over, using some of the old sand, Nature's Ocean Instant Cycle Sand, ProBioS, a lot of the old water, keeping the old system running to do water changes out of it. It allowed me in 3 days to be able to move all 68 pieces of coral over to the new system and really start to create the reef that I've been envisioning over the past few months and years, now that I have a large system with a sump. In the spirit of keep going with what's been working for me, I'm going to keep going with the AquaForest probiotic method. To save costs, I did start this reef tank off with the AquaForest reef salt. Once I go through that box, I'm going to purchase the next box of salt, and it'll be the probiotic salt, and continue with the probiotic method and the balling method, and dosing all my supplements, my NP Pro Minus, my ProBioS, using the Vitality, the Coral Build, their amino acids, their phyto, all of their supplements I'm going to be dosing into this tank the same way I did on the nano tank. In their balling method, I'm going to be using their components 1, 2, and 3 plus. I am going to start with the premix batch first, and then from that point I'm going to go on to creating my own, as they sell all the supplements at a broken down type of way where you're mixing it all yourself, and I can save my containers and be able to turn those into dosing containers and have 5 liter jugs of dosing ready to go into this tank, as at some point it's going to start consuming a lot of calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium. I do plan on sticking with the balling method because for me it works. The AquaForest probiotic method, it does work. It does allow me to create an ultra low nutrient system, feed heavy, keep fish count low, keep everything going, and not really have as many issues as I would if I was trying a different method and having to test everything, as opposed to just my alk and really watching the tank. So I look forward to seeing how it does into the system. So one of the things I'm really looking forward to in having this new big system is fish. So my fish stocking list, if you guys are ready, I would like to go with a yellow tang, a purple tang, a powder blue tang, a pair of mandarin gobies, some sort of angel fish. I'm really thinking a potter's angel, but I know it's going to nip at the corals, but we'll see. A leopard wrasse, and maybe a lemon peel angel, plus my clowns. I'm trying to aim for 10 fish. I've never really had more than 2. So it is an audacious goal, but I'm definitely going for it, and I'm gonna try and get all these fish pre-quarantined, as I've never done it before, and add them into the system. It is something I'm looking forward to and something I'm gonna have to learn how to deal with, but I'm gonna be prepared and do my research and try to buy the best specimens that I can. I'm really looking forward to having some tangs and having some real fish swimming around inside of the reef tank. I am looking for a trio of Anthias. I'm not sure which 3 I'm going to get yet, but I am going to get a trio of Anthias as well. 1 male with 2 females, and apparently that's the way to go for the stocking list. So 10 fish in all in a 90-gallon system. I think it should work. Another goal of mine in this reef is to really create an SPS reef. A lot of the rock that was chosen, the arches from Carib Sea Life Rock and the shelf rock from Stax Rock, was really chosen so that way I'm able to place corals and have an SPS reef grow up, and then also have a lower level where I have all of my zoas and acans and scolies and other soft corals that are going to live down below in the second half of the tank. But at the top it's going to be all SPS. I do want to have a rock flower garden on the left side in the darker area. Behind the overflow I plan on putting some lower light corals there, maybe some sea fans, maybe, you know, something that prefers lower light. But from the side view that you're looking at, I want in a year from now everything to be shooting up on the bottom, going all the way up into the sky, and then on the bottom half it to be all zoas covering all of that marco rock that I use for the base, and really grow out some real colors. And I really want to have some nice colonies in here a year from now, but have a wide range of SPS frags from super high end to low end. Just a lot of SPS frags in total is what I want to put inside of the system, and then have a really colorful bottom half, and then just to give it the time to just grow out and be stable and thrive. That's the plan for this reef long term. We'll see how it goes over time. I just wanted to tell everyone thanks for watching, thanks for checking out the channel. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be dropping new videos every Thursday on this new 90-gallon reef. I'm going to call her Project Black. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe down below and like the video and leave a comment. See you next time.